Good morning. It's Devin, your group admin. I am the content creator and I'm your person. I'm your consultant, your homeschool consultant. See that? That's just crazy. So anyway, last week we talked about how to homeschool for free or cheap, and it was such a big um, success. Lots of people watching the video that we're going to go and do a part two. We're going to talk about the library today. Anyway, so this is Tuesday Homeschool Mom Talk. This is our Tuesday where you watch, you can ask questions, you can PM me a subject. We'll talk about anything you want to. And today, because last week we talked about how to homeschool for free and cheap, and we went over several things that were really awesome and that I see, and how to organize your downloads so that you can get even ones that you don't need now that you can just save and have them ready, and to make sure you remember to review them every year because you forget. I know I forget all the time what I have on my hard drive. So getting that organized and having that was that we talked about that last week. So we're going to talk a little bit more about what your library has and how you can utilize it for your homeschool. So anyway, as always, I always say check your state laws, be aware of what they are because some states do have subject requirements. Now, usually they're not very heavy handed where they want to know exactly what you taught with what curriculum. They just usually have subject requirements, but always review and talk to your veteran homeschoolers in your state. I'm in Alabama. I'm very familiar with Alabama law. Um, I'm a little familiar with Florida and Mississippi, and that's because I'm so close to both of those state lines. I'm a little familiar. I can kind of navigate it, but I haven't done that, so I don't feel as confident. So I always say go back. You can go to homeschoollegaldefense.org. They have great summaries that you can read for free. Find your veteran homeschoolers. Find somebody to mentor you. It's always wonderful to have a veteran homeschool mama take you under their wing and kind of give you some guidance. Find your people who have done it so they can give you a little bit more fine tuning. But anyway, so libraries. So I can talk about my library all day long. We have a fabulous system, but I'm very, very aware that not everybody has as great a system as I do. So we're going to look at mine. We'll look at some around in my area. One thing to remember that if you live in a very small, I live in a city called Chickasaw. We have a public library that is not connected to our system. We have a larger system that is in our county, but my city is not a member of that. So always, if you live in a very small area, look at your larger areas. Maybe you have one, even if it's an hour away, 2 hours away. My larger system in Mobile County has a paid service. You can, if you live in an adjacent, is that the right word? Adjacent county, like in Washington, Baldwin, I probably even Florida. If you live in one of the surrounding counties, you can join for last year it was like $20 a year. Why would you do that? I mean, I know it may think in your mind, why would I do that? For the benefits, just the um, the e-resources alone are fabulous. Then you also have the ability, like if you ran to that big city, like maybe it's a city that you run for the big doctors or something. Maybe you live in a smaller town and then you run to a bigger city. Look at that system, somewhere where you're going periodically, so that if you pick up library books, it's not like you're at a loss. So that is one thing that you can look at to see. And if they don't have it, maybe petition them to consider it. Show them other systems that do that so that maybe they say, oh, this may be a good way for us to bring in some funds. So, that being said, the first thing to do is check out your library or your larger library. Now, I'll show you my library as examples of what you can do because, I mean, when we think of library, we think of books. We're going to talk about some of their e-resources is what we're going to talk about. So let me show you mine. Let me see if I can screen share this, and I've actually in the past when I this group and this YouTube channel started on monthly meetups where I was teaching moms or bringing people in to teach moms once a month. And we ended up becoming online with video because so many moms could not come every time and they wanted to come, they wanted to hear the subject, talk about it. And so we started putting it online. So way back in the day when I started, I would actually have mom field trips and we would go to the library and the library would show us everything they had for moms. So I used to do field trips for moms. I mean, maybe I need to do some of those and put them on video. Maybe let me know what you'd want to see. Maybe we could do one like how to set up your family field trip or something. Let's see. Okay, screen share, because I got distracted telling the backstory. Okay, here is mine. This is my library, Mobile. I live in Mobile County. I live actually in a city called Chickasaw it has its own library, and I actually don't utilize it. I probably should. I probably should pay better attention. But this one is so huge. So what we're going to look at e-resources. So they have, let's see, they have online, research database, new arrivals, online tutoring, digital archives, e-books, and more. And so there's lots of things. I mean, even New York Times. So you can get a lot of things on here. So let's look here. So when they talk about ebooks, we have Hoopla. Most libraries will have Hoopla. Hoopla has, I wonder if I can pull mine up and you can see that. Let me check, because see, it's kind of hard for me. It gets kind of fiddly when I'm sharing. So Hoopla, they've got Hoopla. They got all these different, let's see, I'll have to go to Hoopla in a minute. All these different things. So you can download music. You can get the digital magazines, newspapers, current events, digital comic books. My kids love those. Streaming movies. Hoopla is really my favorite. The Cloud Library is similar, but I don't think that one's as good. But Hoopla, I'm going to show you that one, but I'm going to have to stop sharing and go back. That's the one thing about this service that I use. It does not flip over and go from place to place quite as easily. So here is Hoopla. So in Hoopla, I'm gonna let's see. Yeah, you would think I would know what this is, but you never know. I'm probably going to not remember the password. Nope, see, telling y'all. Yes, there. Okay. We'll save that. So anyway, in Hoopla, so you have my Hoopla, you can favorites history. So we're going to have the kids. We'll go with the kids. So we're talking about, how to use this for curriculum. So they have bilingual babies. Let's make sure you see what I see. Yeah. Okay. Good. My Little Pony. So you can these are ones that my kids will borrow. So they have books, and they have here's the Discover series with Beach. You can look up phonics, all sorts of things that you can do, and they have TV shows, and they have movies. So you can borrow. I can borrow 9 more titles this month. I only get 10 a month. But the thing is each individual kid can have a library card, and they can have their own Hoopla, and you can pick out books. There's history books. There's just all sorts of stuff that you can get into. Audiobooks, comics, ebooks, movies, music, television. Binge passes are something new that I have not figured out what that is yet. That's new. I've seen that. That's like something. Let's see. History. What comes up? Oh, nothing for history. Oh, curiosity. You can have a binge pass. So what happens when you have a binge pass with curiosity? Let's see. What is a binge pass? This title is available for 7 days after you borrow it. This title is available for streaming only. So you can borrow Curiosity Stream for a week And I'm going to just do that now. Let's see what happens. Okay, so you'll say, okay, so I leave. So I guess it takes one. Okay, so it returns play titles. Let's see. I don't know if it's going to show y'all what I see. Let me see. No, it doesn't. Sorry, guys. So that shows you can watch for 1 week. So that has all sorts of stuff. That is a new service, and so instead of having to pay, and maybe there's just one or two things you want to set up for security. Curiosity Stream. So let's see. When I go back there, okay, so that only took one. So you could use that almost every month and have only 4 titles gone and never have to pay for Curiosity Stream. That's pretty big, guys. So let's go back and talk about some of the things you would do with. I'm gonna stop there. So some of the things you would do, like my library. I'm not saying every library has it, but you can use Hoopla to get digital books, Curiosity Stream. There's probably other things in that binge pass too that I'll have to do some checking and see what they've got. That's new. I just noticed it last week. So excuse my cold. Some of the other things you can do is you can download phonics books. You can download history fiction. They also have in their e-resources, they have classes. Now they do kind of, I think they want you to be at least 16, but my kids have used it younger. You just kind of pay attention to what they're doing. So it's like they have language. Let's see, which one do we use? Let's go look real quick. I'm going to stop sharing on that and go look real quick and see what they have for foreign language. Online tutoring, that's in their online tutoring. They have Pronunciator. They have Universal Class Homework Alabama. You can study for the DMV, Learning Express Library. So they have lots of different skills and stuff that you can learn through there, and that's free classes. They have a maker lab. That's like, what do they call that maker lab? They do the 3D printing and vinyl cutter and button maker. So there's lots of things that you can go in and do on site. Other things you can do is with my library. I'm not saying every library, but my library is very good about calling in books. Many years I've looked through what we're doing for the year, and I will call in books that we needed, whether fiction, sometimes curriculum, and they will very rarely have they ever told me no. That's been very rare, and usually it's because it is an expired title, or it's out of publishing, or maybe they didn't have a library edition, or they didn't have a special price for the library. But usually and you can try. I mean, if it saves you money, you can call in that. And a lot of times they've bought it and brought it into the library, and then other moms can use it too. So that is another way to use the library. So you can use the library very much free or cheap. If you don't have a large library in your area, look for your largest city and see if they have that program where you can join. We do. I know Baldwin County, which is over the border, does not. So I cannot go to Baldwin County and join. But you can ask. You never know. You can go before the library board and say, hey, other people have this option. Why can't I get this option for you? And maybe they'll consider it. Show them Mobile County. I believe it was 20. It may be 25 now. So very worth it. But that is how to use the library, some ideas, and hopefully you found something useful. And I will see y'all later. Bye.